Today, I want to share with you the 8 reasons why middle management is the most difficult job in business. Number 4 will make your skin crawl for sure. Middle management has the most difficult job in business. In fact, I'd argue that it's also the lowest paid pound for pound role at any company. Not everyone is cut out to be the top person in charge. To do the job well, a different set of skills, mindset, and a little je ne sais quoi are required. You may have it or you may not. Don't feel bad either way. Being the top dog has its own set of challenges, perhaps the most significant of which is the sense of loneliness, as mentioned in an article in Management Today. But I'm not here today to talk about CEOs, board of directors, or any of those folks. This is a video about you and for you, the fearless leader who takes on the challenges and oftentimes unsung roles of middle management. Hello world, Rico here. I'm a leadership coach and have helped many individual contributors and struggling leaders build up their skills and become some of the most effective and inspiring leaders of their own. Most of us spend our careers in Middle Earth, the Shires, or as it can sometimes feel in no man's land, caught between two armies. Here are 8 reasons why I believe being a middle manager can be stressful and why it is the most difficult job in business. Judgment. It's human nature to judge everything. It's how we adapt and thrived. As a middle manager, however, you're judged from the top and bottom, not to mention your peers in the middle. Your performance is constantly being evaluated, frequently by antiquated performance management systems that many of us are working hard to eliminate. At Netflix, we use the more progressive 360 feedback format that got rid of the 5-point system evaluative form, and we focused on factual, specific, and actionable feedback. Or we didn't give any at all. Your team is constantly evaluating you based on how you lead, behave, your technical ability, and your confidence. According to research from Manchester and Liverpool universities, you are the filling in a judgment sandwich. Competition. The job market is competitive. This will not change in a challenging economy, with the effects of globalization and technology forever changing the corporate landscape. The pace of change is relentless and will only get quicker as we get older. If you drop out after the age of 45, getting back in and staying at that same level may be a bridge too far. This has been confirmed by several friends and former colleagues. It's one of the reasons that the number of self-employed people is constantly growing. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and chances are someone else believes that they can do your job better than you and wants a chance to prove it. Today's middle managers require the mental fortitude of the CIA, as well as the political acumen and influencing abilities of Barack Obama. Not all of us can do that. Be both strategic and tactical. It's fine for the top brass. They just need to be strategic. Easy, right? Both are expected of middle managers. You're increasingly expected to think and act strategically before translating it into tactical operational actions. Performing this mental shift, or context switching if you will, is exhausting and not for everyone. It takes mental agility to be able to shift focus from broad to narrow and back again. We need our managers to be more strategic and commercial, was a message I heard more and more in many organizations after 2008, as budget and headcount resources were cut. This will not change, leaving middle managers with the challenge of adapting and growing, often without the resources to assist them. Which brings us to a scarcity of resources. When things go bad financially, one of the first things to go is the training budget, which is often combined with the marketing budget, because these are often fungible budgets. In addition to being expected to do more with less, you're not being supported in developing the necessary skills and knowledge to be able to do so. According to the research, companies that increase their ad spend by as little as 10% during a recession outperform those that do not. What if businesses applied that same logic to their training budget? Unfortunately, very few actually do, which means you'll have to develop yourself in your own way, which is a contradiction of asking folks to do more with less, but not providing the tools to facilitate that shift. What if we spend money on training and employee turnover? Asks the CEO. What if we don't and they stick around? Responds the human resources director. Personal development gurus like Brian Tracy frequently advise that you should set aside 10% of your earnings to invest in your own personal development. While I agree that this is a good thing to do, let's not forget how difficult it is when incomes have stagnated and prices have risen in recent years. Because of the pressures on family budgets, there isn't always the extra cash to do so. There are thousands of you jamming, just about managing, right now. Self-perceptions. This is related to judgment, but is primarily concerning ourselves. I'm guessing that many of you, like me, are your own worst critic. There's pressure to consistently perform at or near the top of your abilities, both at home and at work. The reality is that you can't afford to have too many bad days. We are often our own worst enemy. So many of us undervalue what we have accomplished or how good we actually are. We engage in negative self-talk, which frequently undermines our own success. We concentrate on our failures rather than our successes, and we engage in the greatest thief of joy and self-esteem, comparison. We constantly compare ourselves to others or are compared to others, allowing negative thoughts to erode our confidence. Imposter syndrome, anyone? I know I suffer from it. But I have special techniques that help me deal with it, which you can see in the video I'll link in the description below. Salary is restricted. While executive compensation has risen dramatically in recent years, middle management salaries have not. Yes, I understand why those at the top get the big bucks, yet the reality remains that unlike them, you can't retire after a few years on a middle management salary. If you royally screw it up, you might get a few months' salary and severance, whereas if a CEO screws it up, they often walk away with a king's ransom. That's life, but it's also one of the reasons why middle management is the most difficult job in business. The financial rewards are frequently insufficient to compensate for the risks and the challenges. Technology. The rapid pace of technological advancement in all aspects of our lives is both a blessing and a curse. New hardware and software are reducing the need for some jobs, resulting in global workforce reductions. The constant need to learn new things and adapt puts our resilience and cognitive abilities to the test, leaving us feeling uncertain and stressed. Middle managers, you are frequently the ones who must implement this technology and live with the consequences. There are also the consequences of being online and contactable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The negative impact of technology in our wired world on workplace stress has been well documented in many recent articles, like this one from Fast Company. Finally, there's family life. If the preceding 7 reasons weren't sufficient, family life also plays a role. The world and society have changed. Whether you're a man or a woman, the reality is that many middle managers do not earn enough to allow one person to stay at home and care for the children. And what if you're a single parent? Childcare costs will make your eyes water like a ghost pepper. It comes with the added time constraint of having to be home by a certain time. If you're fortunate to work for a flexible and child-friendly employer, that's wonderful. However, the reality is many of you are not. I'd also argue that many self-employed and small business owners can benefit from this. After all, many of them have low pay, long hours, limited resources, and no support. I know because I left my middle management position twice. So there you have it, a few of my thoughts on why I believe you, middle managers, have the most difficult job in business. However, some people believe, including myself, that you are more important than ever. Your frontline teams and the health of the business rely on your ability to be effective, productive, and inspirational. This is no small task, and as I stated earlier, it often goes unnoticed. There are so many resources out there to help you. I have an entire playlist on leadership development that you can find here. It's a great place for you to start, and if you have any questions, please comment below. I try my best to answer each and every question. But whether you use me or someone else, get some help, find out how you can best build your skills and grow the way you need to. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up if you found it valuable. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you next time.